Hello everybody and welcome back. We're going to read chapter 10 of Mallory McDonald's Super Snoop. This chapter is called Wishful Thinking. Without further ado, let's read. One of the expressions Mrs. Daly taught our class last year was too little too late. She said it means that something that is supposed to be helpful is not helpful enough and arrives too late to save the situation. That is exactly the kind of help that I got from Helpful Hannah. When I apologized to Max and Winnie, they did not accept my apology, so I went on the computer to write Helpful Hannah for some more help. When I did, I saw that she had written back to me to answer the last time I had written to her. I clicked on her email. Here's a little help. From Helpful Hannah to Malgal. Dear Malgal, I got your letter and I have some very simple advice for you. I will write to your brother if he writes to me, but to be honest, it does not seem like he needs advice. Here it is. The best way to get your brother to include you is just stay out of his business. No peeking, no sneaking, no snooping. I'm quite sure if you do this, in time he will want to spend more time with you and start to include you in some of his activities. I hope this helps. Helpfully yours, Hannah. I click off the computer. Hannah's advice wasn't too helpful. Maybe it could have been if I'd gotten it yesterday, but it didn't. I wonder if Hannah knows what to do when your parents come home from their trip and they're mad. She might, but unfortunately for me, I don't have time to find out. My parents will be home any minute. I know they won't be happy when they get back. I will walk outside and down to the Wish Pond Road. When I get there, I pick up a rock and squeeze my eyes shut and make a wish. I wish my parents won't come home, but I don't throw my rock into the wish pond. I really do want my parents to come home. I just don't want them to be mad at me when they arrive. I close my eyes again and remake my wish. I wish my parents won't be mad at me when they get home. I throw my rock and watch as it sinks into the wish pond road. Unfortunately, I think my wish is wishful thinking. I hear Crystal on the phone telling my parents what happened. They'll be home any minute, and that something tells me that even though I made a big sign that says, "Welcome home, Mom and Dad," their homecoming is not going to be a happy one. I scoop up Cheeseburger and give her a hug. I really don't want to face Mom and Dad. Max, Winnie, and Crystal have already gotten mad at me, and I'm not looking forward to dealing with more people who are mad. I'm also not looking forward to explaining to Mom and Dad why I did what I did. I know what they're going to ask, but I don't know what I'm going to say. I take a deep breath and start walking home from Wish Pond. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and my parents will be in a free pass mood. Maybe they had such a good time on vacation they'll be too happy to be mad. I guess I'll have to wait and see what happens when they get here. And then on the bottom there's a chart. Things I would like to see. A good movie. $100 bill on the ground. My room magically cleaned up. Happy parents. Things I don't want to see. Mad parents. But I don't have to wait long. My parents' blue van turns on my street. When they pass me, Dad stops and rolls down his window. "Mallory, please get in the van." I look at Dad's face as I get in. He does not look happy. I wait for him to say something like, "Hello, how are you, sweet potato? We sure missed you." But Dad doesn't say anything like that. It doesn't take a genius to know this is not a good start. The second I sit down, both of my parents turn around and look at me. I smile like I'm happy to see them, but I'm the only person smiling in this van. I try to say something, but nothing comes out of my mouth. "Mallory, we are very upset when we heard what happened while we're gone," says Mom. There's a picture of her mom and her dad mad at Mallory. Dad starts driving and pulls up in our driveway. "Let's go inside and get settled. Then we'll talk," says Dad. I follow my parents and their suitcases into the house. I hope it takes them a long time to get settled, but it doesn't. They put their suitcases down, tell Max hello, and pay Crystal. Then they tell me to go to my room. For once I hope I'm the only one going to my room. But no such luck. My parents follow me in and shut the door. I sit down on my bed. I wait for my parents to sit down too, but they don't. Mallory, Mom and I are trying to understand why you would do what you did. Max shakes his head. How could you do that to your brother? Both of my parents look like I'm a stranger, not their daughter. My throat feels tight. I was upset earlier when Max and Winnie and Crystal were mad, but this is worse. Mom and Dad, but this is worse. Mom and Dad are more than just mad. I can tell they're disappointed in me too. Tears are starting to form in the corners of my eyes. I tried to blink them back. Mom and Dad looked at me, waiting for my explanation. I try to explain things so my parents will understand. I wasn't trying to do anything to Max, but ever since Max and Winnie became official, they have been spending a lot of time together and none of it includes me. I stop for a second to see if that makes sense to Mom and Dad, but they keep looking at me. I explained to my parents that I wouldn't have had to snoop on my brother if he had just included me a little bit in what he's doing. Dad shakes his head again. Mallory, your brother is growing up. Like it or not, he's entitled to some privacy. You're not allowed to snoop on him. Now it's my turn to shake my head. He shouldn't be allowed to leave me out of things. Dad sits down on the bed beside me. Mallory, Max has a girlfriend now, says Dad. It is nice that you want to spend time with him, and I know there are times that he wants to be with you too. Dad looks at me like he really wants me to listen to what he's about to say. To be honest, Mallory, you seem to have developed a much stronger interest in being your brother since he got a girlfriend. Dad pauses. But there are going to be times when Max and Winnie want to be together. They might want to be part of what they're doing. When that's the case, you need to give them their privacy. Do you understand? I think about it for a minute. I know that giving them privacy is Dad's way of saying stay out of their business. The truth is, I don't like the feeling of not knowing what's going on in my brother's life, but I also don't like the feeling of sneaking, peeking, and spying. I know Max was really mad at me, and even though a lot of times he makes me mad, I don't like it. I don't like when he's mad at me. I look at Mom and Dad and like what I'm about to say is important. No more snooping, I say to my parents. My parents seem like they're satisfied that I get that. Mallory, I'm glad to hear you are not planning to do any more snooping, says Dad. He has a serious look on his face, but it still doesn't explain why you said things about your brother and Winnie to other people, and particularly things that weren't true. I look down on the bed. I look down at a ball of fuzz on my bedspread. I'm pretty good at thinking of explanations, but I don't have one for this. Now I really feel badly for what I did. Max and Winnie were very upset, and to be honest, I don't blame them. I guess I would be upset if someone did to me what I did to them. I don't know why I did it, I say. I guess I just wanted everyone to know there was a reason why I was interested in finding out what Max and Winnie were doing when they were together. I take a deep breath. I know what I did was wrong. Mom nods her head to agree. You owe your brother apology, says Dad. Winnie too. I apologized to them yesterday, but neither of them accepted my apology. I tell my parents. They're really mad. Dad makes a weird clicking noise with his mouth, like that's too bad but understandable. Max makes the same noise like she agrees with Dad. Instead of making weird clicking noises, I wish my parents would say something helpful. Wait. And then on the left, it says, Mallory holding a no more snooping sign. Don't worry, Mallory. We'll help you think of a good way to say you're sorry. But my parents don't say that. It looks like I'm going to have to think of my own way to say sorry, so Max and Winnie accept my apology. I scratch my head. My brother and his girlfriend are seriously mad. I scratch the side of my head and send a message to my brain. I think it's time for my brain to do some very serious thinking. And that's the end of that chapter. I'll see you next time when I read MIA. Bye!